Stop your fingers in their tracks. I already know what the comment's going to be. You're sitting there typing out saying, of course the Pixel 7 Pro is going to be updated. It's got X amount of years left. It's going to be updated until 2027 or 2028, whatever the number is. But those aren't the updates that I'm talking about when I'm talking about the updates on the Pixel 7 Pro. I'm talking about the AI updates. I'm talking about video boost. I'm talking about summarize in recorder. Some of those AI enhancement features that we've seen on the Pixel 8 Pro, will those be coming to the Pixel 7 Pro? And that gets a more interesting conversation because this was sold to you as a top-of-the-line flagship. You paid good money for this device last year, just 12 months ago. Google promised you all these updates, all these capabilities, feature drops all the way through. And now you're sitting in a position where, well, the Pixel 8 didn't even get these AI enhancements. How could they possibly go ahead and bring them down to the Pixel 7 Pro when the Pixel 8 with the Tensor 3 can't even get those options? And then it gets even more complicated when you bring the Pixel Fold into the equation, because that device you paid, I don't know what for, over $1,500 just a few short months ago, and now you're looking across the river at all your friends with Pixel 8 Pros getting their graininess and whatever else in video and lighting balanced in videos and photo without you having a chance to have the same capabilities, having spent more on your device. So where does it land? Google's no stranger to these things. They've lived with awkward scenarios before. They're okay with it. You remember back to the Pixel 4 XL and the Pixel 5, there was a point when the Pixel 4 XL was actually the better device and was cheaper at one point than the Pixel 5 that was less powerful because of that switch that they made, trying to go to a more mid-range device or a mid-range philosophy in the devices and kind of let their software experience be the defining factor and kind of bridge the gap from other devices. So that's why you pick one up for a lower price. But they've lived with it, didn't have a problem with it. You got this situation here with the Pixel Fold where they have a Tensor 2 in it. Despite Tensor 3 coming out just a couple short months later, they lived with that awkwardness. So I think that Google's just going to ride it out. They need a way to differentiate the prices between the Pixel 8 Pro and the Pixel 8. And that's going forward. Pixel 9 all the way down the line. Because cameras aren't enough to do it anymore. And all you have to do, if you're a Pixel 7 user, is to scroll through this phone, feel how snappy it is, how good it got after the Android 14 update. Tensor 2 seems to be in line now, not having the battery drain issues, not having the overheating issues. Really smooth experience on Android 14. Absolutely loving it. So you're going to tell me that there's no way that we could get the AI enhancements on this device despite it running really well and having enough power for all the other stuff that I want to do. That's a tough sell. That's really going to get complicated for them in a hurry. And I think that just like in the past, Google's going to stick their head in the sand and say, you know what, we got a hot device in the Pixel 8 Pro. People like it. Yeah, the Pixel 7 Pro is still a good phone. Lots to like about it, but we're just going to live with it, the awkwardness, and then hope that you buy a Pixel 9 and a Pixel Fold 2 and all these other devices that are going to have these AI enhancements. I hope that's not the way it goes. Because you could easily have, I'm not an engineer, maybe it's not that easy, but you could easily have a solution where you take something like this and you offload, let's say, for sake of argument, okay, I find this a little hard to believe, but they touted a lot of the AI enhancements of the Tensor G3 and the stuff they added into the chip to make it that AI focused. Fine, let's give them that, all right? So for a moment, let's just say, like they do with Photo Editor and Magic Editor or some of this other stuff that they do, let's say for a moment, they're able to offload the Tensor G3 awesome specific features onto the server side and have it be a server-side solution where you need an internet connection, but you're able to kind of get the features. It might take a little longer, whatever it is, but you get some of the features that are missing in this device and on the Pixel 8. But they kind of do it server-side, so you wait a couple minutes or whatever, and it comes back, but it works just fine. Video, same thing, might be a little bit more complicated because they're larger files, but they find a way to make it work and give you those capabilities. Raises other questions, right? Well, why isn't it available on the Pixel 8? Why isn't it available further down the line? Why can't my Pixel 6 Pro do these things? So I don't know if Google is not an envious position. I mean, I really don't care as a consumer. I don't care. I spent my money, figure it out. I want the features. Whichever's the way to give me the features is the solution that I want. I really don't care about anything else. So if you have a situation where people are going to be complaining that why isn't it brought to other devices? Deal with it and bring it to other devices. Because to sit there and watch future devices and future features come out for those devices and not have it on my 12-month-old flagship that I planned on keeping for another 2 or 3 years because of the updates it's going to get, because it still has a really nice display, 120 hertz, 5x optical zoom, nice build quality. I understand that the Pixel 8 is a refinement and an enhancement of this device and definitely made some improvements on it. But this is still pretty darn good. You know, Mint Mobile was giving these away for like 99 bucks. You can get a phenomenal deal on a Pixel 7 Pro if you want it. Some people don't like flat displays. They want curved displays. Well, the Pixel 7 Pro still has that nice curved display. Not overly dramatic, but good enough to get the job done. Still a nice enough display. Is it super Actua? Is it 2400 nits? No. But it's okay-ish if you're used to a Pixel display. If you're coming from a Pixel 5, Pixel 4, you got a three-year upgrade cycle, the Pixel 7 Pro is a device that you definitely want to take a look at. So it's it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see what Google does. My money, as disappointing as it is on them just ignoring it and not bringing those features to these devices. They'll give you other features, right? Clean is coming to here. So if you take a photo, if you upload a photo of a receipt or something like that, and there's a smudge on it or a marking on it that you don't want on the receipt, if it's for an expense report or something, you could go ahead and AI kind of scrub the image. You get some of the other stuff, Magic Editor and whatever else, and some of the best take stuff. They'll throw us a bone or two on this device, and you'll see a lot of the stuff come through on these feature drops. So we're going to get some of it. But will we get, what are we on here now, actually? I think this is going to be on the latest. Let's take a look here, see what we're doing here. Android 14, yeah. This is the December 5th update. So this has the December feature drop for some of those other things on the device. So they'll throw us a few bones. But the big ticket items, video boost, summarize, contextual response, some of that stuff that's higher end that is going to keep a phone at a higher price, like the Pixel 8 Pro, those they're going to keep for there. And don't think that, I understand we're gonna rag on Google today, but don't think it's a Google specific problem. The S24 Ultra comes out next month. That's going to have the same deal. They're going to have some way where the AI features, whether they're behind a paywall, whether they're behind they're feature locked. The S24 Plus can't do it, but the S24 Ultra can do it. Despite them both having a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, there's going to be some way for them to differentiate these because the camera ain't cutting it anymore, right? The 5x optical and 120 hertz and the 2K display, the Quad HD display, ain't enough to justify $200-300 difference. So they got to come up with something. And this year, I think it's in addition to the camera stuff and the other stuff that the Pixel 8 Pro does that the Pixel 8 can't, and the larger display and all that other stuff. I think one of those things is they're going to start to throw in these AI features that are going to say are specific. And between the Pixel 8 Pro and the Pixel 8, it makes no sense. That one is just pure baloney. That one is Apple-esque in their nerfing of a phone because they're both onboard computing things that are being done with Gemini Nano or whatever they call it. They're all onboard computing, and they both have a Tensor G3. So no excuse. You want to come up with some excuses here? I think it's nonsense. I think there'd be a way to engineer to do it computationally on device, on a Pixel 7 Pro, on a Tensor 2. You need to optimize it. Does it take longer? That's fine. Those are all things I can accept. Like, back in the day, if you had an Intel Pentium and then you had a Pentium 2, it didn't mean that the Pentium didn't run software. There were some limitations, yes, but it just took a little longer. Okay, so it takes a little longer here, but I think that takes away their narrative of saying, oh, no, you need to spend more on this device because it can do X, Y, Z, whereas this poor thing is too old and too slow after merely 12 months, and on the Pixel Fold after merely 5 months of being on the market. Too old and too slow for our latest and greatest software optimizations. For me, that doesn't sit right. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-licious day.